Many of us remember this meteor or supposed meteor that fell in Russia in February 15th of 2013, okay, in Chelyabinsk, I believe is the place. Okay, it caused such a stir, it had quite the force of this thing. But, something I came across recently. Now, this article was from 2013, right around the time that the meteor fell. And what I find real interesting is that there is a Russian liberal democratic leader who said at that time that it was not a meteor that fell in Chelyabinsk. And I find it really interesting that this person, his name is Vladimir Zhirinovsky. Okay, he's the leader of the Liberal Democratic Party in Russia, and he was quoted as back then in 2013 saying that no meteor fell in the Urals on Friday, but rather the U.S. was testing a new weapon. Very interesting. And he quote from him, "You're like some primitive tribe. What meteorite?" he said, arguing that space is a universe that has its own laws. Zhirinovsky, more known for clownish outrage rather than his actual political platform, added, "When something falls, it's man-made. People are warmongers and provocateurs." Now, very, very provocative statement that he has made, regarding, this particular meteor. He's claiming that there was no meteor. He's claiming that, they were testing, the U.S. was testing a weapon. And, even though, his critics come out and say that he's basically a joker or that he's like, he's a jester, but other people have come to his aid and said that those who criticize Zhirinovsky don't understand simple matters. Everything he says is possible. Okay, we know little about the nature of modern military weaponry, and who can guarantee that NATO is not conducting a new trial? Another user said. Okay, so, again, very provocative statements. In the mainstream media, we were led to believe that a meteor, struck in this part of Russia. Okay, even on Wikipedia, if we go there, it talks about how a meteor, was caused by a near-Earth asteroid that entered Earth's atmosphere over Russia on the 15th of February, 2013, at about 9:20, I guess, in the morning, with a speed of, such and such. Okay, it quickly became a brilliant super, whatever you want to call that, meteor over the southern Ural region. The light from the meteor was brighter than the sun, up to 100 kilometers away. Okay, what I find real interesting, though, is that apart from the many eyewitnesses seeing this, they actually compared it to, the energy release of it from this meteor. They compared it to an atomic bomb being detonated, or 20 to 30 times more than an atomic bomb being detonated. So, again, interesting that he is saying, that this Russian leader is claiming that the U.S. was testing a weapon that had nothing to do with it being a meteor. And to me, also confirming what Von Braun and Dr. Carol Rosen have been saying, that these things like asteroids, terrorism, are definitely fake. Okay, so I find that already interesting when I came across that article. Even though it's from 2013, I had no idea that this person had said this.